So quickly here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make a video out of this. You just clip it on the pot. Exactly. Okay, so it just came up in the stream about sous vide cooking, because I just recently purchased a sous vide machine, and I wanted to talk about how to make a great steak. This is how I've done it. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways, but you get your cut, whatever you like. I like New York. I like ribeye. I like all sorts of steak. And what you want to do before you put it in the bag, you either want to get a Ziploc bag, or even better, if you have a vacuum sealer, it takes all the air out, and that's even better. But you want to get a nice sear on it. Take your meat, turn your pan up to high, put some oil, some butter or something in there. Sear it. Sear all the outside, all the corners, all the top, the bottom. Don't cook it. Sear it. You're just browning the outside. Seal it up. Put it in your little bag. I have a vacuum sealer that was actually pretty inexpensive. And then what you do is you either have a big pot, or you have some other people do it in something else, I forget. But I use a big stock pot, and I clip in this little sous vide machine, and it hooks up to my phone. It has a Wi-Fi function, and I cook. I don't even sear it at a high heat. You just want to get a nice crust over it. And you actually want to sear it quite a bit, because as you cook it with the sous vide, it'll soften. What I do is I set my sous vide for 135 degrees for an hour and a half. 135 for an hour and a half. And you get the most amazing tender. It's all cooked through exactly at that temperature, and it's guaranteed that it's at that temperature because you set it at that temperature and it cooked like that. And it's amazing. Yeah, Sister Rock's saying my mouth is watering. You know what else is really good that I found in the sous vide? You could cook chicken. That's amazing, because the problem with cooking chicken, like a big fat chicken breast, is that you cook it from the outside and it gets dry and hard on the outside and it takes a while to get to the inside. If you do it in a slow cooker, it makes it dry. But if you put chicken in a sous vide and you cook it the same way, you sear the outside. What happens when you sear the outside is it locks in all the juices. Gosh, I'm hungry now. It locks in all the juices, and you put it in your little bag and you cook it. You could cook it at a much lower temperature than you normally would, and it's still safe, and it's like butter. And it's cooked. It's safe. It's amazing. Sous vide, Sousvide. Highly recommended. I know iPhone guy was in stream once and was talking about at college using sous vide to cook filet mignon, and without even having a stove, had a torch, a cooking torch, to sear the meat, put it in the sous vide. You're welcome. I'm hungry now. I've been using my sous vide a lot. I have all sorts of stuff all set up. I bought a whole bunch of meat a little while ago, and I took a couple hours, like an hour or two, to sear everything and then seal it, and I have them all in the freezer. And what I do is let me go back here. Yeah, it would be awesome for dorm. You don't need anything other than a pot, the sous vide, and the torch, which the torch might be contraband, but I put all this meat together, and I seared all of it. And what I do is I put it in the freezer. Like the other day, just a day or two ago, I was streaming too. At about 3 o'clock, I took my frozen steaks. I had one for me and one for Lady Q, and I had a big stock pot of water, and I put it in the water to start to defrost. By the way, when you're defrosting, don't use hot water. You use cold water, or just like room temperature water. You don't want to use hot water because it'll start to cook it, and you don't want to cook it. You just want to slowly defrost. You don't want to defrost quickly. I let it defrost for about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so, and then I hit my little button on my phone, and it starts cooking it. And as long as you plan ahead, it's unbelievable. And it's actually surprisingly affordable too. I shopped for a sous vide machine, and I like the one that I got. I don't even remember the name of it. Of course, I'm not sponsored by them, but the name of the app that I use is Inkbird Pro. And they make a whole bunch of like home devices, but that's a device that they make and makes good stuff. I still want to try a few different things. I'm still excited to try. I should be sponsored. All right, these could be disastrous. I'm making this video before I've even tried any of these. You just bought one? Oh, rip. Well, good. I hope you enjoy it, Ginger Beef. I enjoy mine. It's great. It's actually, I'm extremely pleased with it. I want to try cooking shrimp in it. I'm gonna sear the outside, like super sear it, then cook the shrimp in it, so that it's guaranteed that it's cooked all the way through, but it doesn't get tough. I'm gonna cook some chicken wings in it. What I want to do with the chicken wings is I want to cook them in the sous vide, take them out, let them cool a little bit, throw them in the super hot broiler, and broil the crap out of the outside, like really get a nice crisp on them. That's another thing I want to do. So anyway, there's my little sous vide commercial.